It has now been officially announced after 50 what plus years, Haiti has officially qualified for the 2026 World Cup matches. Oh my gosh. Oh me. Oh my. Oh me. Oh my. This is nothing short of a big, big celebration. I, for one, am here to see it. I don't know. I didn't know. Listen, after so much talk about, Haiti getting or securing their spot for the 2026 World Cup matches, I did not realize how long it has been. I truly didn't realize how long it's been since Haiti has been qualified for the World Cup matches. Literally, quite literally, ever since the birth of my mother have they made their last appearance. Literally, the birth of my mother was the last time since Haiti has made their last appearance for the World Cup matches. Now that's crazy. Again, 50 plus years. 50 plus years, ladies and gentlemen. That is crazy. Now, here's the problem that I have. Okay? Here's the problem that I have. So, I hear way too many people, alright? Way too many people, especially those who are supporters themselves, already losing faith in how far the team can make it or how far the team can push into the World Cup matches. All right? A lot of people are saying, well, there's not enough good players for the team, yada, 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 this, that, and the third, so on and so forth. And I'm like, yo, give it a rest. Please give it a rest. Man, look, I'm trying to see Haiti go all the way. As unrealistic as I may sound, ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to see Haiti go all the way. Now, I will say this, okay? I will say this. If they can make it, the farthest they can make it into the World Cup matches, I'll still be satisfied nonetheless. Okay, I'll still be satisfied nonetheless. Granted, again, I want to see them make it all the way through. And no matter how valid people's response may be to Haiti not having enough good players on their team, it still doesn't matter because, again, I still want to see them go all the way. I don't just want to see them qualify, right? And I'm sure you all may feel the same way, right? I'm sure all of you who are watching right now may feel the same way, but, okay, for me, I want to see them boys go all the way, okay? All the way, right? And, again, the deeper they can go into the World Cup series or the matches, the more satisfied I'll be. The more satisfied I'll be because, again, it's been a long time, right? It's been a very long time since we've been able to make it back into the World Cup matches. A very long time. Very. So, their last win against Nicaragua is what sealed, okay? This is what sealed our spot or signed at the dotted line and secured our spot in the World Cup matches, all right? So, the last match between Nicaragua and Haiti was a big win for Haiti with two points and Nicaragua 0, okay? So again, Haiti secured their match with Nicaragua with 2 points and Nicaragua came in with 0. So them boys is not playing. These guys are not playing. During their matchup with Nicaragua, these guys were not playing, man. 2-0. 2-0. 2 and nada. Nada. All right? These guys were hungry for this. And so listen, right? Listen, I understand, okay? I understand that the competition, okay? The competition that will be present during the World Cup matches are going to be fierce. I'm not crazy. I know this, okay? I definitely know this. However, okay? However, if Haiti can find some kind of way, some kind of rhythm, right, to continue to come with that same energy that they came with for Nicaragua, then again, they don't even have to literally win the entire series, right? They don't have to win, right, every single match that they come in that they get into in the World Cup. But the farther they can go in, right, the more matches that they can win, as deeper as they can go, the more satisfied I'll be, okay? That's all I need. Now, granted, it will be way better, okay? It will be way better to see them win it all the way, right? And who knows? It might just be wishful thinking. I don't know. Call me call me a hopeless, naive person for whatever the case. I don't care. But, all right, for whatever reason, I still have some hope in me, right? I still have some hope in me that that Haiti's team, right? The Haiti's team has what it takes to advance deeper into the World Cup matches. But that's just me, okay? That's just me. You guys might think differently. All right, and that's fair. It's absolutely fair. You guys might think differently about the situation. You guys might think during their first appearance, right? During their first appearance in the World Cup matches, that they may get knocked out automatically, off rip. And you might be right, right? You just might be right. But, okay, I on the other hand, have hope. I have hope, and I have faith, okay? I have faith that Haiti will be able to advance deeper into the World Cup matches, right? Into the World Cup series. And who knows, even potentially go all the way into winning it, right? I have faith. You guys might think differently, but that's just me, okay? That's just me. But I, for one, am here for it. Now, I don't think, right, granted, because they've just now secured their spot. So I don't think that they've set up the contenders who will be going up against Haiti as of yet. I'm not sure what that's looking like right now, but we have yet to know who's going to be Haiti's matchup for the World Cup matches next year around June. But I will stay tuned to find that out, and I'm sure that you all are going to do the same as well. A lot of people are already speculating where they can find their tickets at, right? Where they can find. Listen, I'm looking for my tickets, all right? I'm on the prowl for my tickets as well because I want to be there to see it. I want to be at the seats, at the big stage, witnessing history in the making, right? But we have yet to know that information. So as I'm waiting for that information, I'm sure you all are doing the same as well. So hit your boy up, okay? Let me know what that situation is looking like. And yeah, we can all be on top of that together, all right? So that's that for Haiti. Congratulations to them. Congratulations to Haiti securing their spot for the 2026 World Cup matches, all right? Okay, now to the NBA. So here's what I'm more surprised about as of now in regards to the NBA. There are a few teams, okay? A few teams in the NBA who are very much so surprising me. One moment. Yeah, because I'm very much so surprised right now with certain teams and how far they've come. So very first team that I want to recognize, or the very first team that I want to bring up is the Detroit Pistons. Now, the Detroit Pistons right now are blowing my mind. Okay, the Pistons are blowing my mind. Now, why do I say this? Okay, right now, the Detroit Pistons are currently sitting at the number one spot. Okay, the number one spot in the Eastern Conference, which is wild to me, right? How long has it been since the Detroit Pistons have sat in at least the top 5 seed of the Eastern Conference? Okay, because let's be clear here. We are still right, and what I can say, the middle portion of the season right now, or approaching the middle portion of the season. We are still in the middle portion of the season right now, and the Pistons are sitting at the number one spot with 13 wins, okay? 13 wins and 2 losses. They are going all out. I would have expected the Cleveland Cavaliers, right? Because they were doing so well last year, and I'm talking about the Cavaliers here. The Cavaliers were doing so well last year that it was literally a heartbreak to see them lose in the playoffs against I believe they lost last year in the playoffs versus Pacers. It was pretty much a heartbreak for me because, again, they were sitting at the very top spot in the Eastern Conference, and they were going all out in terms of winning streaks, right? And I believe in terms of like their individual players who are performing at the highest level, right? They were doing so well. And so I would have expected, the Cavaliers to be sitting at the very top spot. Granted, they are minus Darius Garland right now because I believe he's going through a certain injury, if I'm not mistaken. But they're minus Darius Garland right now. And so currently, the Cavaliers are sitting at the number 3 spot. But Detroit Pistons, they are taking off. And another team, the Toronto Raptors. The Toronto Raptors are sitting at the 2nd spot, right under the Detroit Pistons. This is another team that I'm also very surprised with in their spot as well in terms of the Eastern Conference. They have 11 wins and 5 losses, okay? 11 wins. So Scotty Barnes is out there doing his thing. Brandon Ingram, ever since being traded to play with the Raptors, because I believe Brandon Ingram left, or he was traded from the Pelicans, right? So the Pelicans traded him, and they sent him to the Toronto Raptors. And so ever since having, Brandon Ingram contribute to the Raptors, and then you have R.J. Barrett. You have, who else? Of course, Scotty Barnes. You have all those guys doing their thing over there. They have now secured their spot also at the number 2 spot of the Eastern Conference with, again, 11 wins and 5 losses. So, again, these teams surprised me. Very much so surprised me. Okay? Now, of course, they still have... They have a long way to go, right, throughout the regular season of the NBA. But I'm sure a lot of you can agree with me here, okay? I'm sure a lot of you can agree with me with how surprised you may feel about this, because I, for one, am definitely surprised, okay? I'm definitely surprised with the level of improvement that these teams are showing. Because, again, I can't remember how long it's been, right, since these teams have been at the top spot of their respective conferences, right? And then for Oklahoma City, the Western Conference, Oklahoma City is Oklahoma City is doing the same exact thing that they've done last season, okay? They're doing the same exact thing because right now they're sitting at the number 1 spot again with 16 wins and just 1 loss. Okay, just 1. You see, Shea is doing nothing less than just straight hooping, as per usual. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I did bring this up our last meetup on Saturday, where Shea is sitting currently right now, I believe, the 3rd or 2nd spot for the MVP race. I believe Nikola Jokic right now is sitting at the number 1 spot right now. And again, no, I can't be mad. I'm not mad at this, and I don't think anybody else can be mad at this because Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, right, and Nikola Jokic, ever since the start, right, of the regular season of the NBA, these guys have been putting up close to 55 career high points. Again, at nearly just the start of the regular season of the NBA. So it makes sense why these guys will be at the very top spot for the contenders of the MVP for the NBA. So again, I'm not surprised about this. I'm not mad at this. These guys are sitting at the spots where they're exactly supposed to be at, just because of their high level performance in the NBA. Okay, so again, I'm not shocked at this at all whatsoever. But again, you have OKC sitting at the number 1 spot, okay, for the Western Conference. And then right after, you have the Denver Nuggets sitting at the number 2 spot, okay? So Denver Nuggets are coming in with 12 wins and 3 losses, okay? So these guys are doing crazy. And, like I said, man, a lot of these teams here are surprising me. And I'm not talking about OKC or Denver Nuggets. No, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about Detroit Pistons, Toronto Raptors, teams also, again, like San Antonio Spurs, right? The San Antonio Spurs are, before they were sitting at the top spot, but now they're on the fourth spot for the Western Conference. Right there on the 4th spot now with 11 wins and 4 losses. But again, these guys are surprising me because was it the last couple of seasons ago, last season and the season before, they were sitting at the 10th, somewhere in the 10th spot for the Western Conference, or even below that point, were the San Antonio Spurs sitting in the Western Conference. And now look at where they are now, right? With Victor Wembanyama, Devin Vassell, De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox recently coming back from an injury and now performing at a very high pace, right? At a very high pace, just coming back from his injury. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all, because De'Aaron Fox, when he played for the Sacramento Kings, he was hooping, okay? This man was hooping, balling like crazy. And so it's good to see him come back again, right? It's good to see him come back again to be included back in the roster, playing alongside again Victor Wembanyama, Devin Vassell, who else? Keldon Johnson, Dylan Harper, the recent rookie that was just drafted to the team. And, all those players on the team, right? It's good to see him put back into the roster and to, be able to include him in, whether it's playing alongside Victor Wembanyama or Devin Vassell and Dylan Harper, including him with those group of guys, because this is a young group, right? The San Antonio Spurs has a very young core group of players on their roster. And again, they're performing at a very high level, okay? Very high level, considering where they are, again, right now on the Western Conference, which is the 4th spot. So, again, these teams surprised me to the max. Now, for those of you who do not know, okay, my team, the Golden State Warriors, are struggling, okay? We are struggling right now, but it's okay. All right, it's okay. Fret not. worry not, tire ourselves out, not, that's not even a saying, but we will find a way to get back to our momentum, our rhythm, and we'll find a way to figure out our playing style, because we have been taking a couple of L's, and that's not good. That's not good at all. It's never good for business. But that's what's happening with the Warriors right now. We are sitting at the 8th spot, okay? Sadly, we are sitting at the 8th spot right now in the Western Conference. But again, worry not, okay? Because I'm not worried, all right? I'm not worried. And the Warriors and what we can do and what we will do, in the coming future, right? Because, again, we are still sitting in the middle portion, right? We're sitting in the middle portion of the regular season of the NBA so far. So we still have enough time to adjust. We have enough time to make the necessary tweaks that we need to get ourselves back in position again, to start getting more W's, more wins, and ultimately make it all the way to the NBA Finals and win ourselves another chip. Y'all might think differently, okay? All right? Y'all might think differently, but feel free to let me know down in the comments why you feel that way, all right? I'm currently going live on Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. So feel free to let me know your thoughts on my take with the Warriors, which, listen, any opposition, y'all just haters, all right? But that's just me. Moving on to Travis Hunter. So Travis Hunter of the Jacksonville Jaguars has successfully underwent surgery right on his, I believe, knee. He sustained an injury during the Jaguars practice, which has ultimately resulted in him being completely out for the rest of the season of the NFL. Okay, so Travis Hunter. Did I say Trevor Jackson? Did I say Trevor Jackson? I don't know. I feel like I said Trevor Jackson, but Travis Hunter. Okay, Travis Hunter has been officially out for the rest of the season for the NFL. But again, he successfully underwent his knee surgery, and he should be in the process of healing up as of now. But we will not be seeing him until next season of the NFL. And so that is a big bummer, okay? That's a big bummer because so far, seeing what he has contributed to the Jaguars, they've been looking for ways to include him as a two-man, right? For I believe the for the offensive end of their matches against their competition, because I think what the Jaguars have been doing was searching to find ways to keep him involved more so offensively, right? More so offensively with should I say, how can I say this? They've been trying to focus more so on keeping him more active on the offense more so than on the defense, because in terms of like him, because he's I believe he's playing as a wide receiver for the Jaguars. It looks like they want to get the ball in his hands as much as possible, score as much touchdowns as possible, or maybe not even just touchdowns, but get enough yards, right? Enough yards on his stats to be able to give him some room to contribute to the team where he can, okay? Where he can or where they need him. So far, right? So far, Travis has 298 recorded yards, 28 receptions, and 1 touchdown so far for the Jaguars, right? And he had 10.6 yards, 10.6 yards on his stats for the Jaguars. So, listen, so far before him receiving his, before him falling to his injuries, he was able to put a decent amount of numbers for the Jaguars. Right now, they're currently sitting with 6-4. Okay, the Jaguars are sitting with 6-4, and so again, they were looking at opportunities to involve him, right? Involve him on the field in mostly the offensive side of their matches. So again, unfortunately, it sucks that he's going to be out for the remainder of the season. They have a few months, if I'm not mistaken, a few months until they get ready to go back, we have until a few months for the NFL until we reach Super Bowl, okay? Because we are currently right now in November, almost getting ready to step into December, and the Super Bowl will be in February. So that's already 3 months from now, right? 3 months from now will be the Super Bowl. So it's not going to be long until we see which team in the NFL will make their spot or secure their spot in the playoffs, and ultimately find out who will be competing against one another in the Super Bowl. So yeah, man, it's unfortunate, but this is what we have to deal with, or this is what we have to go off of with Travis Hunter for the time being. If I'm not mistaken, the amount of games for the NFL. Hold on. Because I know the NFL has way. Hold on. Because I know. Hold on. Okay, so I think it has. The NBA has currently 82 games for the regular season. I think it's 82 if I'm not mistaken. So the NBA has 82, and I believe the NFL has way less. And I'm talking about for the regular season. The regular season, the NBA has way more games than the NFL. Henceforth, why the Super Bowl appears far earlier, which is in February, as compared to the NBA playoffs and the NBA finals. So yeah, again, the NBA or the NFL season looks like it's gonna be going by like this, because I don't know if any of you guys are realizing this, but time is going by like that very fast. And so before we even know it, the NFL season will come to a close very soon, where teams will be prepared for playoffs and then eventually the Super Bowl. So I'm trying to see what that's gonna look like next year, because 2026 is almost coming to a close, and so I'm at the edge of my seats here. Okay, I'm at the edge of my seat. I'm anticipating. I'm waiting, and all the while I am excited to see what that's going to look like for the NFL as it gets nearer and nearer to its close. Okay. Let me jump into the verse of the day to finish off. And the verse of the day will come from 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verses 14 through 15. Again, the verse of the day will be coming from 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verses 14 through 15. Verset la sorti dans 2 Corinthiens chapitre 4, verset 14 à 15. Encore verset sorti dans 2 Corinthiens chapitre 4, verset 14 à 15. Mom, thanks for tuning in. And everybody who is watching the show right now, I thank you so much for tuning in to the show. I will begin reading. Because we know that the one who raised the Lord Jesus from the dead will also raise us with Jesus and present us with you to himself. All this is for your benefit, so that the grace that is reaching more and more people may cause thanksgiving to overflow to the glory of God. Allow me to read that verse for you, or those verses for you, one more time. And it reads, because we know that the one who raised the Lord Jesus from the dead will also raise us with Jesus and present us with you to himself. All this is for your benefit, so that the grace that is reaching more and more people may cause thanksgiving to overflow to the glory of God. In everything that we do, ladies and gentlemen, in everything that we do it for the glory of God and for the glory of his kingdom, okay? Everything that we do, it should be for the glory of God and for the glory of his kingdom. Because as followers of Christ, as people who are living their lives day by day in accordance to God's will, we do everything for his glory. Why? Because he deserves the glory. I don't know about you, but in my life, God deserves the glory because of the amount of things that he's done for me. God has done so much for my life, right? The very fact that I am still here right now and breathing, the very fact that you are still here right now with me, breathing, should be enough to glorify God and to give him praise and to thank him, because not a lot of people got that same opportunity, okay? Not a lot of people had the same opportunity that you had, right? Or that you have currently. So, in everything that we do, right? In everything that we do, we must do it with the motivation, right? And the drive to glorify God in the process, okay? Because he alone deserves the glory. He alone deserves the praise. And while we do so, right, while we live our lives in accordance to God's will, and while we do things, or while we do everything for the glory of God, in turn, he will not only bless you, right, but he will bless everyone who is around you. Because the way you live your life is not a blessing just for you, but it's a blessing that spreads outward. It's like how can I say this? It's contagious. That's the word. It's been slipping from the tip of my tongue, but it's contagious. The blessing that God pours into you while you live in accordance to his will, it's contagious because it not only blesses you, the blessing that he's pouring into you, but that blessing also oozes out to everybody who's around you. Everybody who is around you and who's in your vicinity also gets a portion of that blessing, right? Because it's contagious. That blessing is not just within you, but it's poured out to everyone, every single person, okay, that's around you. So remember, in everything that you do, do it for the glory of God and for the glory of his kingdom, and in turn, he will bless you and everybody who is around you, okay? So that is the show for today, all right? That's the show for today. As always, thank you. Thank you for all of you who have tuned in to the show. And I will see you all here again on Tuesday, okay? Tuesday, I'll be right back here again to talk about any and all topics with you all, okay? I love you guys, all right? I love you guys, and I will see you all on Tuesday.